Welcome, welcome, welcome. Apparently I was muted before. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Neurographica Open Live session. I am here live on Facebook, and some of you will be watching me later as a recording on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. My name is Lana Shalom. I'm a certified Neurographica instructor and coach, and I'm here to give you a beautiful, wonderful, most interesting exploration into the amazing method that we call Neurographica. Neurographica is a great way to bring transformation, interest, bring various positive changes into your life through the use, as we call it, just by using a marker and a pen and a paper, right? Some people say just by using a pen and a paper, you can bring changes. Well, we guarantee that with the use of a marker, okay? Give me a second, I'm live on Facebook. I want to make sure I am seen. Yes, I am. Excellent. Excellent. Welcome, everybody. So today I'm going to bring you the topic, something we call the 10 principles in Neurographica, or the 10 principles of Neurographica, I guess would be a more proper grammatical term. Okay, so I prepared a beautiful slideshow for you. And at the end, I have a very interesting surprise for you, actually. Okay. I'm going to turn on the, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lana Shalom. I'm a certified Neurographic instructor and coach since 2018. I lead a variety of workshops and courses that bring you either to learn the Neurographic method in depth, to understand what it's about, to learn how to draw the Neurographic method, to understand the idea of how and why it brings such amazing transformational changes to people's lives. And I also bring various courses that integrate the Neurographic method. Okay, I will be telling you about some of them. The major news that I have for you today is that in exactly 1 week, I am starting the basics, the new cohort, the fall cohort of the basics course in Neurographica. And I'm going to try to go every day to give you some, this year, the program has expanded. And since I'm used to doing 2 sessions, 4 hours each, it definitely, all the information that they're giving us, all the new information that will be included, cannot be fitted into just the 2 sessions, even though it's 4 hours long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some bits of information, and you will be the lucky viewers, because I'm giving you a lot of closed information from the closed course that I'm going to make available more for public, to, again, for your learning, for your learning ability, for your learning privilege, okay? So I'm going to share my presentation. I made a beautiful presentation for the 10. Give me a second. There you go. Okay. Just want to make sure that my Facebook. I'm just checking sometime the Facebook. Okay, just to make sure. Okay, let's go through this. The 10 principles of Neurographica, it's an interesting way that the author, the name of the author of the method is Pavel Piskaryov. Pavel is a Russian-speaking psychologist and a coach who created the method 8.5 years ago. And it was interesting when Pavel brought the 10 principles of Neurographic. I remember reading through it and thinking, this looks interesting. And it gave me some kind of like something was ringing in the back, and I couldn't understand, I couldn't put my finger on it. What was this referring to? As we go through the 10 principles, we're going to go through each of the principles now. I think you will be able to understand more. So later on, when Pavel, when people ask him question, what's the significance? Why is it 10 principles? Why are they called principles of Neurographica? And Pavel said something that got me to understanding the allegory of the 10 principles of Neurographica are the 10 commandments of the world. Just like whether you are a religious person or not, right? Many people are aware of the 10 commandments that are given by the Bible, that are given by God, for people to follow through, for people to live by. And the idea, the premise in the Bible is that if you live by those commandments, you will live a happy and fulfilled, harmonious and fulfilling life. And here's the allegory. The author of the Neurographic method kind of brings you the same idea. He says, if you follow the 10 principles of Neurographica, you will be able to use the method for the most advantageous way to bring harmony. And this is what I wrote, right? And this is the, and this is the kind of the idea, right, of my school, right? My school is a school of Neurographic by Lana Shalom. And the idea here is that creativity plus coaching equal harmony and results. And that's what we're going to see in the 10 principles as we go now, one by one, okay? First thing I'm going to do is to give you all 10 principles all together, okay? And then we'll go one by one. The 10 principles break into 2 categories. The first have to do are principles about meaning formations, are principles that are related to our inner transformation. Again, we will go through the meaning of each principle separately. For now, I'm just going to read them. Just try to read it and see what sinks in, what makes sense, and what doesn't make sense. Principle number 1, image integrates meanings. Next, meanings contain states of mind. Then comes problems are actually the creation of our thinking mind. Solutions have bionic quality. Harmony leads to satisfaction. The interesting part here for you to pay attention and to realize as we go, again, as we're going to go into one by one explanation of each principle, is that the principles are built sequentially. They're built on each other. So first we always go one, and the second one is built upon the understanding of the first one. The third one is built upon the integration of the second one, and so on and so forth. The second category of the 10 principles, from 6 to 10, are the categories that have to do with the outer transformation of any person that ever tried or even got into an interaction with the Neurographica drawing, right? The Neurographica drawing can have 2 effects. You can look at the Neurographica drawing and you will already feel some effect. And there's also such thing as you can start drawing the Neurographica drawing and you will feel the results immediately within yourself. Principles about graphical expression. Okay, let's see what's happening. What are the changes that happen in our social environment when we start integrating, when we start using the Neurographic method within our life? The 6th principle, if we talk sequentially, are universe fits upon the tip of the marker. Again, we will explain each principle separately. Any task has a graphical solution. Drawing has no borders or boundaries. The world is made of shapes and lines. Drawing is easy. Again, some of the phrases here, some of the principles here will make sense to you right away, right? Like drawing has no borders or boundaries. You're like, okay, I can ponder that, right? I can understand that. I can kind of integrate that. But some are more like mystical. Some principles are like something you're going to be like, huh? Can I hear that again? Or my students usually ask me and say, can you explain this in depth? Because understanding Neurographica involves understanding the 10 principles, because that's what will give you the foundations. And that's what it is. The 10 principles are the foundations upon which the method is formed. Okay. And that's what it is. Let's try to go. And again, I will bring back the idea that I gave you before. This is an allegory to the 10 commandments. The 10 commandments from the Bible are actually formed the same way, are actually categorized the same way. The commandments from 1 to 5 are the commandments between between the human being and God. And further understanding, it's between the human body, between the human mind and the human soul, right? We constantly go through the same ideas, through the same thinking. The second category in the 10 Commandments are the commandments that deal with the relationship between the person, the individual, and another individual. It's about the interaction of the person within the social environment. And that's what it's all about. That's how the commandments are categorized. And that's what Pavel has based his 10 principles upon. Okay, let's talk about here. Okay, this is the very first principle. Image integrates meanings. And what is this about? I have a wonderful, if you go to my YouTube channel, it's actually called Lana Shalom, the same as my name on Facebook. I have a video that's called, actually I'll put it as a comment in the link underneath this video on Facebook. I'll try to put it on YouTube too. I'll try to remember. And it explains, there's a whole session that's called MAC cards. MAC stands for Metaphoric Associative Cards. Some people call it the sight cards, okay? It's a way to use any picture can be used to bring various deep inner metaphorical association within the person, okay? And that's what it's about. It's an understanding that would integrate meanings, okay, is the image itself, but the meanings are formed by the individual. Each individual will form their own meaning about any picture seen, okay? Look at the picture on the left, okay? I will just describe it. It's a girl wearing yellow. She's sailing on the water, what looks like more like ocean waves. And the sailboat is actually in the form of a giant umbrella. I remember doing this exercise with people live, and different people would interpret this picture completely differently. Each person saw their own things. When I would ask them, what would you like to focus on the most? Which part of the drawing of the picture do you see first, or which part stands out for you? Some people would focus on the umbrella. Some people would focus on the yellow skirt and the jacket of the girl sailing, right? Some people would focus on the ocean. Some people would focus on the outside, this white spots that we saw. Could be something falling from the sky or not. We don't know. Some people would actually notice, I haven't noticed it for a long time until somebody brought it out, that there is a number 6 in here. Everybody have their own interpretation. Everybody have their own focusing, the part of the image, the part of the picture that they focus on. And the idea is that the meanings that we form in our head are formed by the image. Okay, look at the picture on the right. What do you see? Some people will see lines, and I see, this is actually my drawing. I clearly see the outline of the head. And that's what I use. I use my left hand to draw this outline, and then added the neural lines on the bottom, right? And that's what it's all about. It's the outline of the hand. It's the idea that when you bring the transfer, it's actually my logo for my school. The idea that you can bring transformation to your life through the use of your hands, right? Through the actual, tactile use, through the actual use, hands-on body involvement. And that's what it's about. Each image will integrate meaning individually. You yourself attach the meaning, and the meaning have to do with whatever you see. The image is an important part. When we look around the world, whatever we see with our eyes is the meaning that we attach to life in our head. And that's the idea. And then right away, we'll go to principle number 2, where we continue the idea of the meanings. And we say that meanings contain states of mind. okay? Meaning contains various states of mind, right? One meaning, the meaning, if I look at this drawing on the right, I will see the image that resembles a tree. This is also my drawing, so I know this is a tree, right? I will look at the image of the tree and it will form a certain meaning within my head. It will form an allegory of the human being like a tree, right? It will form a meaning, an understanding for me personally that my birth element is a tree element. If we go by the 5 elements, the Wu Jing, the 5 Chinese elements, right? The universal elements, right? And that's what it's about. Understanding. If you look at the yellow in the background, that resembles, well, that was my original meaning. I created it as a reference to the sun. And that's what it is. It gives me the meaning of the sun. It still has staying like this. If you look at well, I'm going to talk about myself. So I'm giving you the understanding, but you make your own meaning. You figure out. And the idea here is that whatever meaning we bring will bring a certain state of mind. If I look at the sun, and this is the understanding, the meaning will be, this yellow represents the sun. And then it will be to a certain state of mind. What does the sun mean to me? The sun actually makes me feel good. So the state of mind will be in a positive formation. But we also, if we look at some negative pictures, I didn't bring it here, but let's say, for me personally, right? For example, if I see it, somebody maybe giving a shot or a needle to somebody, I have the fear of needles, right? So to me, that would bring me to a negative state of mind. So it's important to understand that the state of mind, whatever it is, we bring a certain, something we call the mood, right? The emotional state that we are, the mental state that we kind of continuously go through, one way or another throughout our day, throughout our life. It depends on what we see on the images that we see around us, because those images form certain meanings, and those meanings bring us to a certain state of mind, okay? Like, for example, one of the understanding of Neurographic, if you look at the circular object, which is why you see so many circles in this picture on the right, and there are circles here, is that the circles bring harmony, closure, completion, love, care, comfort to the human mind. And this is a Jungian psychological explanation. This is the understanding of the archetype of a circle. And this is why the circle is so widely used in the Neurographica method. When you look at any Neurographica drawing, the first thing you will notice, except the lines, right, it will be that there will be lots of circles. There will be lots of understanding, explanation, talking about the circle. In the basics course, the one that we're starting next Wednesday, we will be explaining more why the circle. What does the circle do to the human mind? What does the circle do to bring certain positive, harmonious meaning that bring to the positive, to the transformation, to the formation of a positive state of mind, right? Because we all look for harmony. We all look for care and comfort in this life. Maybe not so much care, but comfort, definitely. Most people look for comfort. Yeah. And that's what it is. We will explain, I will show, we'll do lots of practice where we show and actually feel within the class right away. You will feel the result of putting the circle in your drawing, okay? The third principle states, problems are actually the creation of our thinking mind. And what that says is that whatever problem we see, whatever explanation, and remember over here, we talked about the positive state of mind. Well, what about the negative state of mind, if you ask me? What if you're seeing something negative? So the negative thinking, like I gave you an example of the needles, right? If I see a picture of a needle, I will cringe. I will not be comfortable. Why? Because that will give me kind of a reminder that will connect me to my emotional memory of the fact that I don't like needles, right? For whatever reason. We're not going to go into, psychoanalysis and figure out why and all that stuff. But obviously, something happened in the past. Some past experience gave me some association, traumatic association, right? I would say maybe stressful association, some kind of stressful situation that gave me this overall understanding, the fact that the needle means I don't like it, right? It means something sharp. It means something poking me through. It means me feeling pain. And that's what it's about. It's this thinking. Did you see how much analysis I just gave you about the needle to explain to you why I don't like it, why I have a cringe, why I have a fear of needles? And that's the idea. The idea is that it is our thinking mind, right? This, how some people say, don't overanalyze, right? Our thinking mind, our analysis of whatever we see, of whatever image we see around us, that bring the problems to the forefront of our mind. That's how we start seeing whatever problem we see is a creation of our personal individual mind, right? For many people, seeing needles will not bring them to cringe and will not bring them to think that, oh my God, I'm not safe. Oh my God, I hate this. Oh, no. Nurses and doctors will be perfectly fine with it. They look at needle as something that saves lives, as something that improves people's lives, right? And that's the idea. Every problem that comes up, we start understanding that it's an issue of our thinking mind. And that will bring us further. That if there is a problem, then we're looking for what? We're looking for solutions. And we find out that solutions actually have bionic quality. What does it mean, bionic quality? Bionic quality have to do with the fact that solutions are partially, integrated within us, right? Whatever problem, whatever, that's what they say, whatever problem you have, there's already a solution in it. You just have to find it. And Pavel, the author of the Neurographic method, says, let's find the solution. It's within your mind. Since your mind is the one that brings the problem, right? Sees the problem. I'm the one that associates needles with pain and, I don't know, something negative. Then there must be a solution within my mind, right? There must be a way for me to figure out how to de-associate needles with the negative, whatever association I give. And that's the idea. Bionic quality means it's within us. It actually exists within us. All we have to do is figure it out, get in contact with it, get in touch with it, and bring it out. So every problem we have has a solution, and we have it within us. We just have to go what? We have to connect to it and then use it to transform our lives, okay? And that's where we go to the fifth level. The idea that we have a problem, we create ourselves, right? Our mind creates it based on our past memories, experience. Then we figure out, you know what? Yes, there is a problem, but there is also a solution. There is a solution and we figure it out. Once we find a solution, our lives reach the state of harmony. And harmony is that state of mind that we all strive to get to. Do you know why? Because harmony leads to satisfaction. And notice, by the way, what do I give you here? When I give you the word harmony, association with harmony is the image of the circle, right? Circle in all different ways. This is circles are called mandala. I have an amazing course called the Neuromandala course that I invite all of you to participate in and to take. You can take it in recording. I'm hoping actually in 2024, I will be actually giving a new cohort in the Neuromandala course. But this is an amazing course. Get in touch with the circle, get in touch with the harmony, bring harmony to your life, right? Notice different colors, colorful drawing of the mandala of the circle. And that's what it is. We are hoping, we are thinking, we are focusing on harmony. And harmony will come once we find a solution for whatever problem our thinking mind creates attached to different images. Okay. And this is how to understand Neurographica, the way Neurographica works within us. The way Neurographica works within us is that We figure out what is it that bothers us. This is a coaching technique. It's a coaching method. We'll figure out whatever bothers us, and then we'll figure out what is it that we do want. What's our goal? Once we find out what the goal is, we start working. We start figuring out that there is a problem that was created by our thinking mind. Let's connect. Let's find the solution. The drawing of Neurographica will connect you to the solution. Will connect you to this inner bionic quality, this inner quality of our mind. Even though we focus on the problems, there is a way to figure out that there is also a solution. Okay, we need to find it within our mind. And once we do that, we create harmony within our mind, and that's what will bring us to reaching our goal. Okay. Now we'll go to the second category of the 10 principles, the category that have to do with how once we change our inner self, once we change our inner state of mind, once we transform ourselves individually on the inner level, we start figuring out what's happening with myself. What am I? What am I? And where am I in the world, in the universe, right? And the idea is that, first, we focus on ourselves, individual transformation. We say, we change ourselves, we bring transformation, we bring harmony. But then we start understanding that actually the whole universe fits upon the tip of the marker. Once we start drawing, we don't just change our lives. We change the life of everyone around us. We change the life of our families, our friends, our community, our country. We change the life of the world. Why? And let's explore that. Let's start understanding. How is this relevant to our social interaction? How is this relevant to our social realm? How the Neurographica method can bring understanding, can bring transformation to the lives of people around us. Because we all understand changing our personal life is just, one way of bringing transformation to my life. But in order to bring full transformation to our lives, we need to impact the lives of others. We need to bring transformation to others as well. And we come to the seventh principle that any task, again, right? Remember beginning, we used to say that any problem the problem leads to the solution, and solutions have bionic quality. Well, guess what? Pavel, the author of the Neurographica method, says, guess what? You can have any task, any issue, anything in the world can be solved with the use of the graphics. When we say graphics, we mean markers, we mean drawing, right? Pavel is an architect. Pavel is a certified architect. That's what he used to do before he became a psychologist and a coach. And that's what he did. The method of Neurographica is the combination of the psychological and coaching understanding of how the world and the human being life works, with the understanding that when we draw something, when we bring to reality some drawing, that's a graphical solution. We start using graphic, we start using markers, we start drawing, right? It's called drawing your happiness. You know how people make vision boards? Well, I like to call Neurographica the live vision board. People usually make put pictures of whatever car or house they want, and they say, I look at it and it will somehow will come true. And it does work, right? It has been a lot of people do it, yeah, it does work. But what happens with Neurographic is you don't just put pictures from the magazines or something, you create, it's going beyond the vision board, the conventional vision board, right? You create a picture of your own house in a way that your mind understands. Our mind understands on the basic level, basic shapes, okay? If you look here, what do you see? You see squares, right? You see circles, right? If you look at my other drawing, let me find it for you here. You see triangles. And this is what we discuss at the basics course. I will actually bring this into open. I'm going to make videos. So I'll be going live also on tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday to give you more inner inside information from the basics course. And this will be the idea. I will give you an exact explanation, a deeper understanding of each shape that we use within Neurographica. So you can understand more. Why do we use the shapes? Why? How does the mind sees the world? What is the Neurographica is a secret language to speak to your mind, to bring your mind to understand about the world. And most important, to bring your mind to see what is it that you are not happy in the world for, right? Because again, the first thing we always work was individual level. I have a fear of needles, just an example I gave you, right? But then we start talking about the social realm, because I know I'm not the only one who has a fear of needles, right? There are other people. So once I have a solution, once I find harmony within myself, how do I go about bringing this harmony to the large, right? To other people? And that's what it's about. And that's why I do this. That's why I go live. That's why I practice. That's why I learned the Neurographica method, because I figured this is such a great method that I would like to become an instructor and teach it to others. I want to tell you that the study to become the neurographic instructor is extremely rigorous, right? Extremely challenging. And every single time I would ask myself, why did I do this? Why do I want to get certified? And the answer was, because it's my mission, right? There is a mission. We all have a mission. My mission is creative approach to life, to use creativity to bring solutions to people around me. And that's why I love the Neurographic method. It brings the creativity. You use creativity. That's why it says graphical. Use your markers. You take a marker. People ask me, can I do this? I don't know how to draw. And I say, I don't know how to draw either, but you don't need to know how to draw. All you need to know is to know how to write your name. If you know how to write script, you take a marker and I will show you what to do. And that's what it's about. Okay. Then we have principle number 8. Paper has no boundaries. What does it mean? Some people will have this principle is actually one of those principles that some people will say, oh, I totally understand it, which means that, papers have no boundaries. What we see is only a piece of the paper. And that's one way to understand, right? The drawing that you see, right? When you start drawing, you choose a certain size of paper. People always ask, what size of paper do I choose? And I explain to them, you can choose, my recommendation is to start drawing on A4 size. You can go to a bigger format. I personally like to draw on A3, the huge formats, right? Used to be that sometimes there is a time when I like to draw on a smaller format. It does not matter. The size of the paper is what your mind, your visual association, your visual understanding of you choosing. What do you choose to start drawing on? What doesn't mean paper has no boundaries is that the allegory of this principle is that life has no boundaries. Whatever meaning you give to whatever part of your life is your own meaning. You don't let others tell you the meaning or put the boundaries on whatever it is you want to do in life. And the same thing here, paper has no boundaries. We assign, okay? If I put the idea, the premise is that you can go on and draw more beyond the size of the paper. Okay. The world is made of shapes and lines. At the end of this, I have a surprise for you. I will give you I have a presentation I made that's called Neurographic in Nature. And this is how you will see this principle. The world is made of shapes and lines. Look at the drawing. This is my drawings, both of them, right? There's a square here, there's circles in here, right? And lines. And this is what I was referring to when I said our mind, archetypally, right? The archetype, the way we see the world, our mind understands the world on a certain level. It only sees shapes and lines. It only sees certain basic shapes, triangle, square, circle, and certain lines. And that's how it makes sense of the world. And that's why we use the shapes to bring certain harmony, to bring certain state to our mind, to bring ourselves to reach our goal. And I give you one picture here where we see how the universe looks, right? Circles and lines. And the 10th principle, the principle, in a way, it's like on a personal level, but also on a communal level. We say drawing is easy. Say drawing is easy. All you have to do is pick up your hand, pick up your marker and draw. These are pictures from one of the conference where I introduced the Neurographica method. And there was a person here, you can see in this lower bottom picture, her hand was in a cast, yet she didn't mind. She took a marker and she was drawing. She was so interested in bringing this creativity, because that's what Neurographica is, bringing creativity to your life. You don't have to be an artist. Some people who come to me to learn the Neurographica method are artists. Most people are not. You don't have to be an artist. All you have to do is to pick up a marker and just start drawing. Just start making neural lines and making circles and bringing other shapes. First thing we always do is circles, just because circles bring harmony. And that's how it works. You start understanding that the world can be a positive place. The world can be a harmonious place. And that's the idea. All you have to do is just pick up a marker and start drawing. And you don't have to be worrying, because remember, the worrying that I may not be an artist is, remember principle number 2, right? Here it is. Remember? 3, problems are the creation of our thinking mind. Don't overanalyze, don't overthink. Just pick up a marker and start following me. Okay? I will come tomorrow. I will give you an amazing, maybe we'll draw a bit tomorrow when I do an open live session. And I will give you more explanation. Actually, we will do. Tomorrow, I'm trying to think. No. Yeah, tomorrow I will come to give you more information from the basics course. I will give you the presentation of what is Neurographica. And again, I'm inviting you to the basics course. The basics course will take place it will start next Wednesday, October 11th. We will start at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join us. Please join me to figure out, to start learning, to start drawing the Neurographica method, to find out how this amazing method can bring transformations to your personal life. How this amazing method can bring transformation to the lives of your family, of your friends, of your community, of your country, and what we can do to bring transformation to our inner part, our inner selves, and our outer self. I'm inviting you to join me. I will also be making a live session. I'm not sure tomorrow because I have to figure out, because I'm doing it impromptu. Maybe I will come at the same time in the evening. Maybe I'll try to come in the morning or afternoon. But one way or another, I will bring more information for you tomorrow. Welcome to join, welcome to watch. I'm going to put also videos on my YouTube channel. Welcome to follow. And welcome to join me at the official Basics in Neurographica course, where you will learn more, where you will understand more about the method and start using this amazing, amazing transformational method to bring changes to your life. Okay. If you have any questions, you're welcome to post it under this video. You can shoot me a personal message. You can email me. I am available on all social medias. I'm on Instagram as well. Welcome to join me. Let me check something on Facebook, and I am going to say thank you for joining me, whether you're watching me live or whether you're watching me in recording, as most of you will. And I'm looking forward to seeing you more at my open live sessions, where I start explaining and bringing more of the Neurographica method to you. Goodbye, everybody. Oh, I forgot the surprise. I have an amazing, amazing surprise for you, okay? Give me a second.